Where do you stand on the furore? Is it a furore? I don't know. Over Jurgen Klopp in the FA Cup. The fourth round replay with Shrewsbury Town needs a slot. It's been given the slot in the middle of Liverpool's assigned winter break, and obviously Jurgen Klopp has said that he's not going to manage the team during this replay at Anfield. He's going to leave matters over to Neil Critchley, as he did in the League Cup against Aston Villa. And the first team were effectively going to be on warm winter training.
Right. And he is well within his rights to say, you know what, I'm the manager of the team. I understand that this game has been put in on this date, but I'd already made a decision that my team needed a break. And we've been asked, hey, take care of the winter break. Take care of your players. Well, that's exactly what I'm doing. Now you put a game here, it's not my responsibility to, in some ways, make a case for the importance of the FA Cup. And so I'm going to do what's best for my team, for my players, for my club, and what I think puts us in the best position to finish off the league and then potentially defend our title in Champions League. He's well within his rights to do that. Now here's the problem. What does that say about the FA Cup? See, as busy as a schedule as Liverpool has, then you understand where he's coming from and you understand why he would make the decisions that he's making. And you would also think, okay, well, I understand. You're playing 7 matches in a month. I get it. But if you're the FA Cup, you're thinking, my goodness, if one of our most important teams, if not the most important team right now, the dominant team in the Premier League is saying, this competition is not important enough for us to put our players out there and allow them to take a mental and physical break from the game and put the 23s out there, what is that saying? And what sort of message are you sending about the importance or lack thereof of the competition? It's a very strong statement from Jurgen Klopp, and it's one that he's entitled to make, given what the conditions are. And the conditions are, there's a winter break. You've asked us to take a winter break. Well, we're going to take a winter break. So what are you doing scheduling a game on that date? It's a little bit of Jurgen Klopp standing up and saying, no, we're not going to play by your rules. We're going to play by the rules that benefit us.
Yes, and they would seem to benefit the first team. Certainly he feels that the players need a mental and a physical break, as you said. He's got his plans, obviously, to engage in some training and some sort of recovery work during that time. They can get their heads straight for the bigger prizes, so-called bigger prizes. This is effectively two competitions or two associations going at loggerheads, isn't it? The Premier League, who have asked them to respect the winter break, don't schedule any competitive fixtures during this time that we've assigned for you. Players and managers have been calling for it, especially continental managers, for years. Finally, it's in place. Oh, sorry. Football Association still wants you to compete and treat the National Cup competition as if it is a very important competition. Unfortunately, there's only so many weeks. And this is a sideshow, isn't it? To Liverpool, the FA Cup has become a sideshow.
Well, it has, but
not entirely their fault.
No,
they don't want to disrespect the competition, but it has.
But indirectly, you are, because if you're sending out there the kids, you're saying thanks but no thanks, and it's also a statement of you're not just going to bully us around. We are Liverpool, so you're not just going to schedule this game after we've been asked to observe the winter break, and then now we have to play this match. And I can see where Jurgen Klopp is just simply taking a stance, and the club is taking a stance. What I don't quite understand is how two organizations that would benefit if both of them are working and walking in the same direction, why one is going that way and the other one is going that way. Why is one telling teams you got to take the winter break and the other one is saying, no, we're going to set up games in the winter break? You would think that the treatment of a situation like this would be a whole lot smoother and much smarter than what it has been. All it takes is a phone call. Hey, you know what? If you don't want to talk to somebody, all it takes is an email.
But the FA would say, of course, they're looking out for the interests of the smaller teams. The rules dictate that there's a replay played. If you have a one-off game that's actually played to a draw at 90 minutes. Shrewsbury Town want the money-spinning replay at Anfield. They're entitled to that second chance at Liverpool. Liverpool didn't field a strong enough side to win it in 90 minutes. And so I suppose some might turn around and say, well, sorry, Jurgen, you're reaping what you sowed here. You should have put out a stronger team initially.
And that is a fair point to make. And I'm sure that Jurgen Klopp would sit back and say, yeah, and by the way, we were winning that game 2-0, and we should have seen it through, and we didn't. But now we're in this situation. My point is, of all the weeks that you could have chosen to schedule the match, you decide that this is the one. See, that's the part that I think a phone call, an email, a meeting, coffee, something, just where two organizations come together and say, okay, look, let's not devalue the competition, because this is essentially what's happening. Now, some would say that that's the responsibility of Liverpool, that they are devaluing the competition. But I see it from their perspective and saying, no, but you've told us that we're having a break. A break is a break. A break is no action, no activity, and yet we're having a game, and you're asking us to treat the game as if it was the most important game.
Yeah.
And Liverpool is essentially saying, if you're going to push us into a corner, well, no, nobody puts baby in a corner. You know what I mean? Have you seen it? You've seen the movie.
I've seen the movie.
Okay.
It's a good movie.
Okay, good.
I'm a fan of it.
Well, nobody puts baby in a corner.
One final one for you. Let's say the winter break leads to Liverpool, I don't know, winning not only the Champions League but also the Premier League, maybe even going undefeated. But you could trade a few losses in the Premier League for the treble. Let's say the FA Cup was on offer if he was able to put himself in a position to manage that game. What do you think he should do?
It's a lot of ifs, right? And what I would say is this is not so much about the importance or lack thereof of the FA Cup as much as Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool saying, you're not going to force us into playing our guys. You're not going to push us around.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. You're not going to push us around. It's more about, look, we made a decision, and now you live with it. See if you like the tournament without Liverpool in it. Go ahead, Shrewsbury Town. Go ahead and advance. It's taken away from the importance of the FA Cup, but it's more about Liverpool standing up and saying, no, we're mighty Liverpool. You're not just going to bully us.
Okay, so in an ever-shrinking calendar, Jurgen Klopp has taken a stand. Will that stand bear fruit? We'll wait to see. Shrewsbury will get another crack at Liverpool, but it won't be a Liverpool with Jurgen Klopp at the helm.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.